body language and through your energy. So attitudes can actually change. How many of you have ever been in a bad mood and then all of a sudden you caught yourself and go, wow, I got to have an attitude adjustment? And you can go into a nightclub or a bar and have a shot of courage, but typically all that does is dull your senses. Or you can take a deep breath and say, wow, I deserve to let go of this feeling. Hey, this is no longer me. The real me is coming out. I deserve an attitude adjustment. I am letting go. I am forgiving. Attitudes are real, and you can choose to change yours, enhance it, or stay stuck. Attitude is how we condition our emotions. Is your attitude contagious, or is it repulsive? If it is the latter, you have the ability to transform. Does your bank account reflect your attitude, or does your attitude reflect your bank account? Now, that's a very interesting question. Early in my career, my attitude was so bad that my superstar producer, Jerry Clark, told his teammates, his downline, my downline, because I was his sponsor. I wasn't his mentor. I'd enrolled him in a company. And my attitude was so good that he told everyone in my organization not to talk to me. I was a spiritual and emotional vampire. I focused on everything that I could possibly find that was wrong with what was going on. Many books have been written about body language. How many do you own? What signals are you vibrating to others about yourself, and what emotional feedback are you giving others in response to the telepathic messages that you are sending? And they are sending. Are you good at reading body language? And are you able to adapt your body language to meet the situation? Body language accounts for more than half of what other people respond to. Body language can be broken down into two categories, real simple. You're either open or you're closed. That's why when you see someone at an event or a workshop and they're in your team, you owe them the respect to walk up and go, hey, take a deep breath. Uncross your arms, uncross your legs, just take a deep breath. Hey, don't take any notes, just relax. Just receive today. You want to be able to create an open body language. Now, here's what an open body language is. An open body language creates a level of vulnerability. Yes, vulnerability. The word vulnerable gets a bad rap when it comes to personal development and self-improvement. You have to change your perception of it. Actually, vulnerability has a great rapport when it comes to personal development and self-improvement. It means that we take our ego off. It means that we take our shield away. It doesn't mean that we're naked. It means we're open enough to receive. We're open enough to connect. Vulnerability is also synonymous with connectability, an openness that states telepathically, I am seeking a great connection with you now. Now, closed body language, arms crossed, legs crossed, no smiles, sends a message, I'm not connectable, and I'd rather pout by myself so I can justify being a victim. This is much more of a defense posture. I am not open for business or connection. Where'd you get my name? Where'd you get my number? Take my name off that list. Don't you people ever stop? This body language says I'm unavailable and unapproachable. How much does this cost? Hey, get to the point. When people use anger to control you, you want to be able to say to yourself, I am not controllable. Don't react, respond. Anytime someone says to you, where'd you get my name? Learn to respond in a very short statement that ends with a question. I received it from a list of people who are looking for a way to achieve income from home. Is that you? I received your name from the Texaco station down the block. What was it doing there? See, that ended with a question. When you're able to do this, you're going to get really good at disarming people. People who have bad attitudes are typically people who do not smile, they do not warm up, they do not have a lot of relatability, and this person is in the sounds like it. This is the kind of person that says, this sounds too good to be true. Oh, is that one of them pyramids? I'm naturally skeptical. Now, I have pointed out to many people that being skeptical isn't natural. Ask them questions. Anytime you receive one of these type of feedbacks, ask them a question. I'll never forget early in my sales career, I went into a very, very hostile customer when I was selling Yellow Pages, and I got the feedback that I was very accustomed to receiving in the Yellow Page industry. Now, that industry also taught me a lot about business because I learned real quickly that the first statements that most customers said were, I want to cancel, I want to cut back, take that ad out of the book. And I learned to say, I'd love to do that, but I'm not the guy who does that. He comes around next week. I'm just the guy that's here to put new advertising in the book for you. And oftentimes it would disarm them. Actually, I learned not to overreact. I would let them say their piece, and then I would start asking them questions. Now, being able to synchronize body language, people who connect exhibit a facility, people who connect exhibit a fascinating behavioral characteristic. They are experts unconsciously at synchronizing their body language and their vocal tonality. Now, what does that mean? It means that if you look at someone, you're able to match some kind of body language to theirs so that you're able to create a whole sense of relaxed relatability without even knowing them. Our response to synchronization is a function of our predisposition to reciprocate behavior. Now, this sends a message, I am one with you. We are on the same page. This creates a sense of connected hardwiring. Now, when you do this is a great exercise to practice. If you're sitting on a couch at one of your family gatherings, if you're sitting at a couch at a business gathering, and the person that's doing most of the talking, mimic their body language. And typically what will happen very quickly is that person will end up looking at you. This isn't a game, this is a skill. When you can master this skill, you are becoming a professional. Synchronizing vocal characteristics. Synchronizing with another person's voice creates rapport. This is a chameleon quality. Now, certain people require different tones of voice. People don't want to be controlled or overpowered. They want to connect and collaborate. Now, if you have a very strong, powerful voice and you're talking to an amiable relator personality, it would be very easy for you to overwhelm them. Take a deep breath and talk down a little to them. Talking down doesn't mean that you're talking down to them. It means you lower the level of your tonality so they don't feel like you're attempting to control them or overwhelm them. Synchronize body language, attitude, and the tone of your voice matched with another person is a great way to connect. Note the oneness and the feelings, how they come together. When body language, tones, and words are in sync, you have a complete attitude. This is where I have taught myself to live much of my day on a daily basis. Now, over the period of years, I have taught myself how to not react. I've taught myself how to respond. Now, when you start to do this, man, you don't give your power away. You don't get angry as often. You don't spend as much time spewing some of your old family venom. And this gives you a whole different level of relatability and credibility. Now, you can neutralize a lot of people's anxiety who come up to you and go off. When you just stand there as cool as the other side of the pillow, it starts to create a whole different type of opportunity. In 1967 at UCLA, Dr. Albert Meharibin published a paper titled Decoding of Inconsistent Communication. In it, his report stated that in face-to-face communication, 55% of what we respond to takes place visually, 38% is the sound of what was spoken, and only 7% is the actual words we use. This means people first give credibility to what they see, to your gestures and body language, then to the tone of your voice. People will give credibility